In many ways, it's a spiritual issue. Who are we? Who are we? What does it mean to be a human being in a time when we have acquired the ability to destroy the habitability of this planet for future generations? All of us are connected to one another. We're connected back through the generations to people, men and women, who sacrifice and work so hard to leave a civilization for us to enjoy. Were we to decide in the present generation to fully exploit all of their labors and sacrifices in our time alone and give the back of our hand to all future generations, that would be the single most immoral act committed by any generation of human beings ever to live on this planet. I don't think that's who we are, not for 1 minute. And that's where my passion comes from. I don't believe that's who we are. I believe that we have the capacity and will rise to the challenge. Because not too long from now, a future generation will look back at us in our time when we had the means to solve this and stop this in our hands. And depending on the circumstances in which they find themselves, they will look back and ask us one of two questions. If they find themselves in a world where the polar caps are melting and sea levels are rising catastrophically, and the droughts and the tropical diseases and the storms and the climate refugees by the hundreds of millions are roaming across borders, destabilizing political systems, creating utter chaos, if that generation comes to realize that they are the ones who face steadily degrading prospects for the entirety of their lives, and that each generation after them will have worse prospects still, they would be more than amply justified in looking back at us in our time and asking, what were you thinking? Were you watching Dancing with the Stars? Didn't you care? But if they look around them in their time and see a world in renewal with millions of good jobs, building renewable energy systems, an efficient, humane, equitable world, with a sense of purpose, with a sense of shared values, with a commitment to doing what is right for those who come after them, then I want them to look back at us and ask, how did you find the moral courage to shake off the lethargy, to realize how high the stakes were, and rise to solve a crisis that somebody said was impossible to solve? There's an old African proverb that says, if you want to go quickly, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. We have to go far quickly. And that's hard. But we have the capacity. We've demonstrated it in the past, and now we must do it as never before. We have everything we need, with the exception, perhaps, of political will. But as some of you have heard me say, and I believe it with all my heart, here in the United States of America, political will is a renewable resource.